Hello, everyone. Welcome to my page. I posted earlier today about what the hashtag money might bring up for some of you. If you would have asked me, 4 or 5 years ago, I probably would not have known how to answer that question, with the exception to say I had some negative connotation about what this word meant to me. And then I took this amazing class by Coach Sal, who's on with me tonight. Who has an abundance class, as well as it's called Good Vibrations. So if you want more information about that class, please message me. I bring it up because I now have a very different perspective, and I also know why my money story and my experience growing up with different money experiences and things, and how that sort of shaped my point of view. And so this week in our class here, StoriesSell, all these wonderful, amazing humans you see here with me are a part of this amazing community called StoriesSell, and our hashtag for the week is called money. And so we've been hashtagging each week, and everyone has kind of brought a different spin on what money has meant to them. And I have just this comfort now because I have this new language around money, thanks to taking Sally's class. So my perspective is there's no negative connotation for me anymore. Not only that, but I have this value that I didn't have before, because now it's a tangible asset that's a tool to get what you need. It's not this oppressive, thing that it once was for me. So I'm so grateful for Sally in that class and asking all the right questions. And that has really helped me to really frame some positive things this week as I hashtagged the word money. So that said, I'm going to bring on my friend Diane, who's she really created some beautiful stories this week and has a sassy new haircut and looking fabulous. So Diane, go ahead and open up and share with us your thoughts on the hashtag money.
Well, thank you, Nicole. Yes, and Sally, I do need to get in there and take that class finally. But I've always looked at money. I hate money because in my family, I grew up and my dad always paid the bills. Well, when Kevin and I got married, I paid the bills, and it was like, oh God, I hate, payday, paying bills. It sucks. It's just never enough to put in savings and everything. But so that's how I've always looked at money, and I kind of still do. But I know you have to have money to live. Money's not the evil thing. The evil thing is how you use that money. And you need to learn how to use it wisely, which I guess I haven't done yet at 60. So I don't know if I'll be able to change or not. But I have a cute little story. I was watching a TikTok the other day, and it was a little girl talking to her mommy. And she asked her for something. And the mother says, well, honey, money doesn't grow on trees. And she's like, it doesn't? She's like, well, what's money made out of? And the mom kind of looks like, oh no, paper. and the little girl's like, well, where does paper come from? Trees. So yeah, she kind of got her mom. But yeah, money doesn't grow on trees, but trees make paper. So that was it for me, but thank you for having me.
You're welcome, Diane. Well, hopefully your perspective on money will change and abundance will come flowing to you. And I hope that, can't wait to hear your testimony, and taking that class will be amazing for sure. All right, next up we have Miss Sal, Coach Sal. In fact, Sally, I would love it if I moved you to the end, because I would love for you to just, pique your ears as to what everyone is saying tonight and give your 2 cents as a coach perspective on money. That would be great. Do you mind?
No, okay, that sounds great.
All right, and then next up we have Cathy, who's in the middle of creating and is an integral part of putting together a brand new restaurant. So everyone here that's on this panel tonight has their own business. Catherine is an entrepreneur, as well as now bringing on a restaurant world into her daily life. So Cathy, go ahead and open up and tell us about your experience this week, hashtagging money.
Well, I have to tell you that this came directly out of having classes with Sally Krazan. Because I also had money blocks, never could imagine this happening. And it's not my restaurant, but we're allowed to be a part of it. And we're actually probably going to make better money because we're employees and not running it. But the possibilities just came directly out of her class. One of the quotes that I had this week is money is attracted and not pursued. And that's by Jim Rohn. And it's hard to wrap your mind around that, but money just comes, and it really does grow on trees. But you have to know where you're going to spend it. And I don't want to, ruin Sally's class, because she teaches a lot of this. Just take the class and you'll understand why we get so excited about money.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Cathy. Agreed 100%. All right, next up we have Coach Jane. She's a health and wellness coach. She's also an entrepreneur and markets health and wellness products. So thank you, Jane, for being on with us tonight. Tell us your experience, hashtagging money.
Thanks, Nicole. Yeah, so I took Sal's class too. So we all know about writing all those big checks that we never actually cashed, but what a great experience that was, and a whole different perspective on money. And, I thought about it through the whole week. I'm like you, Nicole, at some point I realized how negative people can be about money, and that they look down on people who have money, right? Which is totally the wrong way to be, because it's proven that people with the most money give the most. And that is really how we should think about it. I mean, look at, for one thing, if you have a W-2 job, you have a job that you get up and you drive to every day, you're hired by somebody who has money so that you can make money, right? I mean, no one gets hired by a poor person ever. So, I mean, that kind of puts that into perspective a little bit. But one of the quotes that I found this week is, when you create a plan for your money, you're giving your money a purpose. And that's really it in a nutshell. And that takes away that negative connotation that allows us, people who get money, use money to help others. And really, that's what it's all about. So I'll turn it back to you. Thanks, Nicole.
Wow, I love that quote. So great to give your money purpose. And you are correct. And I know that there are statistics that show people who earn a significant amount of money are also probably some of the most generous people. I just love that you brought that quote up. Giving your money purpose that just kind of brings it home for me. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Miss Susie. Susie, go ahead and open up. Susie is an employee and works with companies around the world. So she's up at all dark, 0 dark 30 and different days, working with people in Europe and all kinds of different things. She's also an entrepreneur, has a love and passion for plant-based products and health and wellness as well. So go ahead, Susie, and open up and share your thoughts for this week on hashtag money.
Hashtag money. I wasn't born with it, but I've never been without it. So I've always had everything I needed, and maybe not everything I wanted, but everything I needed. So at a young age, I was taught by my parents that as long as you have what you need, you can work on getting the things that you want as you grow older. And I was a nanny for 6 years, a live-in nanny for a very wealthy family. And I learned at that age, money isn't everything. There's a lot of things money can't buy you. And I'm a big giver. I love to help others. And so I always try to help whenever I can. I know I've had a lot of friends and family have losses this year. And whenever I can give, I give. So to me, money is a necessity, but it's not everything to me. So I've always tried to stay humble, but do strive to do good things with my money and to better my life, because there's going to be a day where I won't be able to come to a W-2 job. So I need to prepare for that time too. So that's what I'm learning, lots of things about money and investing and stuff like that. So back to you, Coach.
Thank you, Susie. And I love that you said that you didn't come from money, but you always had what you needed. And I think that's how God works. And so for me this week, really thinking about some of the posts that I made, and you're probably thinking, why is she hashtagging money when I'm showing you a workout picture? Well, because your health is also your wealth. So if you think about what it costs to be unhealthy long term, those are really expensive bills. So what is, what's it sacrifices my time and a little exercise and a little sweat equity in what I do to help my body be healthy. A little equity in buying fresher foods, maybe organic foods, eating cleaner, things like that really just benefits my body long term. I get to live a little longer. It puts me on the planet longer to help more people. So for me, money has really been around the things that I tangibly can do to not only earn it, but how I can pay it forward and pay it back. And, I'm glad you mentioned how you've always been taken care of. And again, I think that's how God works. In scripture, 1 Timothy 6, people often miss the whole scripture that says, money is the root of all evil. Well, the whole paragraph, the whole verse is what you really need to know before and after. So I want to read that to you guys because I think it's important. Sorry, I'm getting old now. I got to look like this, right? Let's see. So it says, yet true godliness, which is verse 6, says, with contentment in itself is great wealth. After all, we brought nothing with us when we came into the world, and we can't take anything with us when we leave it. So what we do while we're here is important, right? So that's verse 6 and 7. So if we have enough food and enough clothing, let us be content. But people who long to be rich fall into temptation and are trapped by many foolish and harmful desires that plunge them into ruin and destruction. For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. And some people, craving money, have wandered from the true faith and pierced themselves with many sorrows. So when one of you said, that money doesn't buy happiness, it doesn't. It certainly doesn't, buy you the things that, they're intangibles, like having what you need. So when you take that scripture out of context, you're kind of missing the boat as to what real riches are. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Sally to kind of sum up her thoughts on everything we've said here about money tonight. And Sally, go ahead and sum up and certainly give a plug for your next class as well.
Oh, thank you so much. So this is really illustrates what my class is about, because everyone has a money story and everyone kind of touched upon that. And we're not in control initially of what our money story is. It's what we hear growing up. But as adults, we can reflect on that and then make some personal choices, and rewrite our story. And that's what happens a lot during my class. We kind of go through some exercises. And just to kind of recap what other folks have said, Nicole, I'll start with you. Earlier today, I was watching a movie with my husband called The Tourist, and it takes place in Italy. And I know that's one thing that came out of my class, is that you definitely have this vision of traveling, and vision is so important when it comes to your money story, and where do you want your story to go. And you really need to visualize what that abundance in your life looks like. And it can be anything. For us, my family this year, it was a new boiler. It's not too exciting, but really important. And it was on our vision board, and it happened. So visualization is so important. And in my stories this week, I did a lot of backgrounds of lots of money, because you just need to really surround yourself visually. And Diane, I was very much like you when it would come time to pay bills or go to the mailbox, where I had negative energy around that. But when I made the shift of just having gratitude over those bills, as annoying as they can be, that's when change started to really happen. But it's a very common story to have that angst around paying bills. And Cathy, you and your sister took the class, and I know having a restaurant was just always on your heart. And you knew, like, you had so much conviction in your voices that this was going to happen. And now it's, I see it on Facebook. I see the growth of the restaurant happening so quickly. And Jane, you are right in there with the servant heart and being appreciative of what you have now, and just have a nice gentleness around money and abundance. So that will continue to follow you. And the same with Susie. When you take care of others, you will always be taking care of yourself. And I see that in this community all the time. You're so supportive of everyone that's in need. And so I appreciate that. So there's so much that can be talked about, abundance and money, but we're in charge of our relationship to money. No one else is, and we can't give that power away. And I think it's really being servant leaders, and acquiring wealth is not a bad thing, because good people do good things with money, as we just talked about. And so it's important to attract money and put it in the right places. There's a lot of people in need. You take care of yourself, you take care of your family, then you take care of the people around you. And it all works. And we typically are the ones that get in our own way at times. So this was a great word to hashtag all week long. So thanks, Nicole.
Thank you, Sally. When is your next class?
Next class will start on April the 1st.
Okay, so for those of you who want to have change your money story a little bit, you want to have a different perspective about that, get in touch with me and I will connect you with Sally so that you can get involved in her class. So I'm going to wrap up by inviting you to take a look at StoriesSell community and class. It's how we teach you to get comfortable online. Everyone here, as well as tomorrow, will be on Coach Kiwi Whitehead's page as well. So everyone who's taken this class has learned how to create graphics, to create amazing stories, to attract money for their businesses, and to build a positive influence online. And that's where their hearts really truly come from. And so we invite you to be a part of this amazing community and learn skills to attract more money to your business as soon as possible. So take care, everyone. Thanks for watching tonight, and we'll see you next week.